In 1975, there were over 1,000 Burger Chef locations across America. Today, there are 0. The 1970s restaurant industry was a graveyard of failed chains that bet big, expanded fast, and collapsed even faster. You have probably driven past their empty buildings without knowing what used to be there. This is the story of 12 restaurant chains from the 1970s that didn't make it out alive, and why they failed when their competitors thrived. Burger Chef invented the kids' meal in 1973. They called it the Fun Meal, a toy, fries, and a box. McDonald's didn't launch the Happy Meal until 1979. Burger Chef had a 6-year head start and still lost. By 1972, they were the second largest burger chain in America. Then General Foods bought them and had no idea how to run a restaurant. Quality dropped. The real death blow came in 1978 when 4 employees were kidnapped and murdered at a location in Speedway, Indiana. The case was never solved. Parents stopped bringing their kids. The brand never recovered. Hardee's bought the remains in 1982 and converted every location. The company that invented the Happy Meal couldn't survive long enough to see McDonald's make billions off the idea. Lum's started in Miami Beach selling beer-steamed hot dogs. Simple concept, massive success. By 1969, they had 400 locations and were publicly traded. Then they got greedy. Lum's bought Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. They acquired a chain of German restaurants. They tried to pivot into upscale dining while still selling hot dogs. Wall Street loved it. Customers were confused. You can't sell a $2 hot dog and a $20 steak in the same building. The identity crisis killed them. Debt piled up. By 1982, Lum's was bankrupt. The brand tried a comeback in 2010 with a single location in Florida. It closed in 2017. Turns out, nobody missed beer-steamed hot dogs as much as they thought. Gino Marchetti was a Hall of Fame defensive end for the Baltimore Colts. In 1957, he opened Gino's Hamburgers. The signature item was the Gino Giant, their version of a Big Mac, 2 years before McDonald's launched theirs. By 1972, Gino's had over 300 locations across the East Coast. Every kid in Baltimore grew up eating there. Then, they tried to go national too fast. Marriott Corporation bought Gino's in 1982 and converted most locations to Roy Rogers restaurants. Some became Kentucky Fried Chicken. Loyal customers woke up one day and their favorite burger joint was selling fried chicken. A few locations tried to revive the name in 2011. They're still around, but it's not the same. The original Gino's is gone. Pup and Taco opened in 1965 in Pasadena selling hot dogs and Americanized Mexican food. By 1973, they had 99 locations across Southern California. Taco Bell was watching. Glenn Bell, Taco Bell's founder, later admitted he got ideas from watching what Pup and Taco was doing. The menu was nearly identical. The difference was scale. Taco Bell had better financing and expanded faster. In 1984, Taco Bell bought Pup and Taco just to eliminate the competition. They shut down most locations within 2 years. If you go to certain intersections in Los Angeles, you can still see old Pup and Taco buildings that are now auto shops. That orange Pueblo architecture gives them away. Tombstones for a chain that taught Taco Bell everything and got nothing in return. In 1966, country comedian Minnie licensed her name to a fried chicken franchise. Investors loved it. By 1968, there were over 500 Minnie chicken franchises sold. The problem? Most of them never opened. The company was a scam. Performance Systems Inc. sold franchises with no infrastructure, no training, no supply chain, no real business plan. Franchisees lost everything. The SEC got involved. The parent company collapsed in one of the biggest franchise frauds of the decade. Minnie herself was devastated. Her name was attached to a con job. The few restaurants that did open closed within a year. By 1973, Minnie Pearl's chicken was completely gone. The scandal made it nearly impossible for any celebrity to launch a food chain for years afterward. Norman Brinker opened the first Steak and Ale in Dallas in 1966. It was the first casual dining steakhouse in America. Affordable steaks, dim lighting, unlimited salad bar. That salad bar changed the entire industry. By 1976, they had 109 locations, and every casual dining chain in America had copied them. Ruby Tuesday, Ponderosa, Sizzler, they all took Brinker's idea and ran with it. Steak and Ale couldn't compete with the imitators. The chain was sold multiple times. Each new owner tried to reinvent it. Nothing worked. The last locations closed in 2008 during the financial crisis. The brand that created casual dining couldn't survive the market it built. A revival attempt opened one Texas location in 2015. It closed in 2020. Coming up, a celebrity fried chicken chain built entirely on fraud, and the pancake house that tried to ignore a racist name until it couldn't anymore. Howard Johnson's wasn't just a restaurant, it was an empire. In the 1960s, Hojo's had over 1,000 locations and 500 motor lodges. Orange roofs, 28 flavors of ice cream, fried clam strips. If you took a road trip in the 1950s or 60s, you ate at Howard Johnson's. The 1970s broke them. The interstate system changed travel. Drivers wanted speed, not sit-down service. Fast food chains took over the exits. Howard Johnson's couldn't adapt fast enough. Locations started closing through the 1970s and 80s. Different owners, different strategies. Nothing worked. The last Howard Johnson's restaurant closed in 2022 in Lake George, New York. It's hard to explain to someone under 30 how dominant Howard Johnson's used to be. Sambo's opened in 1957 in Santa Barbara. The founders claimed the name combined their own names, Sam Battistone and Newell Bonnet. But they also themed the entire chain around a children's book with racist caricatures. By 1977, Sambo's had 1,117 locations and was the third largest restaurant chain in America. Civil rights groups had been protesting for years. The company ignored them. In the late 1970s, the boycotts got serious. Sales fell. Locations were vandalized. The business collapsed fast. By 1982, most locations were bankrupt. The company tried rebranding survivors as Sam's or Jolly Tiger. Too late. One location in Santa Barbara kept the original name and still operates today. The descendants of the founders claim it. It remains controversial. The rest of Sambo's is gone. Red Barn started in Ohio in 1961. Every location was shaped like a literal barn. Red roof, white walls, silo on top. By the early 1970s, they had around 400 locations. The buildings were impossible to miss. Then, the 1973 oil crisis hit. Gas prices doubled. People stopped driving for burgers. Red Barn's entire business depended on car traffic. When traffic dropped, sales collapsed. The company filed for bankruptcy in 1978. Most locations closed immediately. By 1988, Red Barn was completely gone. The barn-shaped buildings were too expensive to convert into anything else. Drive through the Midwest today and you can still spot a few turned into tire shops or storage units. The architecture gives them away every time. Still to come, the Railroad Boxcar Steakhouse that collapsed the day its founder died, and the one chain on this list that technically still exists. Victoria Station opened in San Francisco in 1969 with a genuinely strange concept. Every location was built around actual railroad boxcars converted into dining rooms. The gimmick worked. By 1980, Victoria Station had 76 locations and was publicly traded. Then the founder, Bob Freeman, died in a plane crash in 1981. The company spiraled immediately. New management couldn't replicate his vision. Quality dropped. Sales fell. The chain filed for bankruptcy in 1986. Most locations closed overnight. A few franchises survived into the 1990s. The last Victoria station closed in 2000. The train car buildings were too expensive to maintain and too strange to convert into anything else. The brand died with its founder. Some businesses can't survive losing the person who built them. Casa Bonita opened in Oklahoma City in 1968 with a concept that made no logical sense: a massive Mexican restaurant with cliff divers, fake caves, waterfalls, and arcade games. The food was terrible. Nobody cared. You went for the experience. By the 1970s, Casa Bonita had locations across 4 states. Most closed in the 1980s and 1990s. The Lakewood, Colorado location survived and became a local institution. It closed in 2020 during the pandemic. Then, South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone bought it in 2021 and spent years restoring it. It reopened in 2023. Casa Bonita technically survived, but only because 2 millionaires with childhood nostalgia saved it. That's not a business model. That's a miracle. Magic Pan opened in San Francisco in 1965, selling crepes, sweet and savory. It was exotic in the 1960s. Americans didn't know what a crepe was, and Magic Pan made them a destination. By the 1970s, they had around 60 locations and were owned by Quaker Oats. Then, crepes became mainstream. Every brunch place started making them. Suddenly, Magic Pan wasn't special anymore. It was just a crepe restaurant in a world full of crepe restaurants. Quaker Oats sold the chain in 1981. The new owners couldn't keep it alive. Most locations closed in the early 1980s. The last Magic Pan shut down in 1986. The chain that introduced crepes to America couldn't survive once everyone else started making them. Being first doesn't guarantee survival. Sometimes it just means you trained your competitors. 12 chains, one pattern. They all thought they'd outlast the decade. Burger Chef invented the kids' meal. Steak and Ale invented the salad bar. Howard Johnson's was the biggest restaurant empire in America. None of it mattered when the market moved on. The 1970s restaurant business was unforgiving, and it still is. If you remember any of these, drop it in the comments. And if you want more of this, subscribe. There's a lot more coming.